First thing I want to do is give all praise to the Most High God, Yahweh, through his only begotten Son, Yahushua, who the world calls Jesus Christ today, which was translated, and that's why we speak English today. My message today is coming to the blacks, aka the African Americans, aka the Negroes, aka the colored, aka the Afro Americans, aka whatever they have put these titles on us today. This also goes to the Hispanic Native Americans as well, of indigenous and native descent of this country. The people that was colonized, in other words. So let's get started with first thing is the greatest kept secret in the world today. Today I'm finna tell y'all the greatest kept secret in the world, whether you want to believe it or not. And it's going to be factual. I'm going to prove it, everything I say, out of the Bible. Now, what's been kept from us all this time is when they teach us or talk about the Bible is they don't tell you who these people are in the Bible. But throughout the Bible, from Genesis to Revelations, it's talking about a specific people. And these are the same people that God said, let my people go. You hear me? Let my people go. This is the same people. And these people throughout the Bible, when they made a covenant at the bottom of Mount Sinai with Moses, when God gave him them tablets, he wasn't talking to the whole world because the Chinese man wasn't there. Japanese man wasn't there. It was only the same people that he said, let my people go out of Egypt. And they crossed the Red Sea. Now, each time these people made this blood covenant with the Creator, right? There's one people that he created, that he chose. He said, let my people go. He chose one people. He said, what did he say? You're gonna do my instructions, and if you don't do my instructions, you're gonna have curses. So he gave them blessings and curses. And throughout the Bible, you will see it's a trend that every time God's chosen people messed up, they went into slavery. Every single time, from the Greeks to the Romans to the Babylonians to the Persians to the Medes, and then that's the secret where we're gonna go to. So tell me, who do this fit? Let's go in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17 and verse 4. That's what happened to God's chosen people. Let's see what happens. Jeremiah 17 and 4. It reads, and thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thy heritage that I gave thee. So God's people has been discontinued from their heritage that he gave them. And also it says this, and I will cause thee to serve thy enemies in the land which thou knowest not. So God's people had to serve their enemies in a land that they didn't even know. On top of that, he said that they're going to forget who they are. So there's a people on this earth today that don't even know who they are. And then they had to serve their enemies in a land that they didn't even know. And then, let me finish it off. 4, it said, for you have kindled a fire in my anger which shall burn forever. So they went against God and they pissed him off. And God did not play. Now, God is the ultimate mass murderer, if you didn't know. They teach us that he's all love, but if he's all love, why did he kill everybody with the flood? He destroyed every single person except 8 people with the flood. Not only that, if he's all love, why did he destroy Sodom and Gomorrah? God is just. You better believe it. The Most High God is just. The God of Israel, the God of the Israelites. Yahweh is his name. But let's see what else happened to God's chosen people. So first, he said you're going to be discontinued from your heritage. You ain't going to know who you are. You're going to serve your people, serve your enemies in a land that you don't even know. This is all from disobedience of breaking God's laws. That he said that I want you to be a priest to all the other nations. I'm going to put you at the top. You're going to have to teach all the other nations how to do it. But instead of them certain people doing what God said to do, like they promised and made a blood oath to do, you know what they did? They said, nah, I want to be like the other nations. I want to be like these. Oh, I like how they going. I like how they going to the gym. I like how the Romans are acting. I like how these people are doing this. We want to be like them. And then next thing you know, they went to captivity to them. So let's read. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. So they lost their inheritance. They was told that they was going to serve their enemies in a land they didn't know. Brother, how did we get over here? How did the so-called black or the African American or the Afro American or the Negro or the colored, them people, us, right? How did we get over to this land? Did we take a skateboard? By a boat, right? Or maybe like a ship, cargo ship, right? Let's see if this is in the Bible. Uh-oh, it's getting real now. He said it's not in there. Yeah, we've been taught that it's not in here. But I'm going to read straight out the Bible, and let's see what the Bible say. Deuteronomy chapter 28, and this is the very last verse. And then I'm gonna elaborate on this certain book and chapter, because it's very important to learn to, it pinpoints who you are today. And why everything that you see is going on, it's going to continue to go on. And the reason why it's going on is because of we are waking up to who we are. Yep, the identity crisis is no more going to be valid. We're getting our identity back. So Deuteronomy 28:68, and to recalibrate or to recalculate what we were saying earlier, is God said that you're going to lose your heritage, you're going to lose your culture. There's only one people that don't lost their culture. They don't even know who they are. And then he said you're going to serve your enemies in a land that you don't know. Let's see. Let's read this and see if the Bible tells us who these people are. And it could be the Chinese man. I'm just saying. Yeah. But hey, let's see. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. And it says, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. Huh? Did it say ships? So, wait a minute. It said Egypt though, man. So when God's people was in Egypt, was they not in slavery or bondage? When he said, let my people go, when they in slavery and bondage, let my people go, and did them 10 plagues, and then he killed them. God killed every firstborn Egyptian, right? Whether they was good, whether they was bad, it don't matter. God was like, that whole nation got a judgment for it, right? But that word Egypt, let's see if the Bible explains itself, because it does. Throughout, in and out. It says, Exodus 20:2, I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. House of bondage is slavery or captivity. So let's go back to Deuteronomy 28, because that's your definition of what Egypt is synonymous for. So let's read it again. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt, or bondage, or captivity, or slavery, again with ships. Uh-oh. This is narrowing down big time now of who this Bible is really talking about. They're going to lose their culture, they're going to lose their inheritance, and they was going to serve their enemies in a land they didn't even know. And then they're going to go there by way of ships. Let's read on. By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. So these same people was going to go into slavery by ships, and they're not going to see their homeland again. Meaning they're still in the place that was brought to on ships to this day, because the Bible is still a timeline, because Christ ain't came back yet. You're still living in biblical time right now. People don't want to hear that. Don't want to hear that. But let's keep going. And there. So it says, and there. So whenever these people got off them ships, it says, and there, ye shall be sold unto your enemies. God said this. You're going to be sold unto your enemies for bond men and bond women, and no man, for bond men and for bond women, and no man shall buy you. That means redeem you, to take you out this captivity that you in, because this is a punishment from disobeying the Most High God. So God's people went into slavery by ships, and then it said whenever you got off them ships, you was going to be sold. Now this is narrowing down really, really bad to a people that don't know who they are today, that had their identity, their inheritance taken away, and still to this day in the place that they was brought on ships. Let's keep going though. Let's see if the Bible is a lie, which we know that ain't real. Let's see what they're not telling us in church. So this book in Deuteronomy is the book that tells us that if you listen to God, that God was talking to his people, Israel. Matter of fact, let's get it. Deuteronomy 28:1. So it says, and it shall come to pass, if thou wilt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord will set thee high above all nations of the earth. So God's people was told that if they listened to him and they did what he told him to do, or did what he told them to do, that he was going to set them high above all nations of the earth. They was going to be the kings of the earth. And then once you keep reading, this is Deuteronomy chapter 28. From 1 to 14, it tells you all the blessings. Bless, 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 bless. But when you get to 15, it says, but it shall come to pass, if thou wilt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments and statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. So God said that if you don't listen to me, all these curses was going to come upon this people. It's a people, and overtake them. And we already read some of that. Let's recap it real quick. These curses went with, they was going to lose their identity, their heritage. What else did it say? That they was going to serve their enemies in a place that they don't even know. And then when we just got through reading in 68, that they was going to go there by ships. And then when they got off them ships, they was going to be sold. Am I lying? What's going on here? Why ain't they taught us this in church? What is going on? Who is these people today? That's the question. That's the biggest kept secret in the world. Because when these people find out who they are in this Bible that everybody reads every Sunday, and they realize that all this time it's been talking about them, then that's what's happening right now in the world. Ice Cube just woke up. Oops, sorry. Carmelo Anthony. Oh, my bad. We're not going to tell you who these people are today. Not yet. We're going to see if we can figure it out, because it could be the Japanese man. Or maybe it's the white man. Yeah, it was the white man that went into slavery by ships. Let's go. 15. So all these curses was going to come upon God's chosen people. Listen at this one. 16. Going right next down to the next verse. It says, cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field. Who was cursed in every city that you go to in America, or even across the world, because this is a global thing? The transatlantic slave trade, what we just read in, you was going to go into slavery with ships. That's your transatlantic slave trade right in the Bible, prophesied over 2,000 years ago. And you're living it right now. Now, what does this say? Yes, 15, 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field. In every ghetto, who's in the ghettos? What people is in the ghettos in every city that you go to? And then it says, cursed shalt thou be in the field. Who was cursed in the sugarcane, tobacco field? Cotton. Who are these people? Why don't nobody want to talk about it? This is the Bible. I ain't ashamed of God's word. I say it loud and proud, no fear. Because God is true and every man is a liar. Let's read another verse, another curse. So all of these are curses from 16 to 68. These are all curses that God said was going to happen to his people for disobedience. Let's read another one. Let's go to verse 32. What do this say? And you tell me what people this matches up with. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given into another people, and thy eyes shall look and fail with longing from them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thy hand. Whose sons and whose daughters was given into another people, and there was nothing you can do about it? What are we reading? This is the Bible. Where are we at? We're in the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28. Get your pen, paper, take notes, read. Don't just listen at my words. Go and study to show yourself approved. Learn for yourself. This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28. It's pinpointing who God's people is, and what you're witnessing right here across the street is all biblical. And what people don't realize is right now you're living in the last days of biblical prophecy. You see what's going on in the world? It's only going to get worse. And if you don't learn who you are in this Bible, then I don't know what to tell you. I will say good luck, but you're going to need more than luck. You're going to need divine interaction. And if you ain't going to get that if you don't know who you are, and if you ain't been showing that you approve, you ain't going to show him that you love him, he's not going to be there for you. He's going to laugh in your calamity. But I digress. Let's get another scripture. Well, actually, let me recap on that. Deuteronomy 28 and 32, it says your sons and daughters was going to be given to another people. This only happened to a certain people. You got it in movies, and there was nothing that you can do about it, even to this day. To this day. CPS, what's going on at the border? So-called Hispanics, yeah, they at the border right now, locked up, kids being taken away. Somebody call the CPS, they'll take your child, ain't nothing you could do about it. But let's keep going. Let's go to the book. No, we're going to stay in the same book. These are all the curses. It says in verse 30, 28 and 30, thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. Thou shalt build a house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. You see this? You see this? Hate. This is a sister right here. Just hate. And that's one of our things too. We are so much like crabs in a bucket. We'll do anything to fight our own. Still to this day. That's Stockholm slave syndrome. This is a public sidewalk, sister. You don't got to hate me.
Oh, no, I'm not. I'm just
you don't have. Everything is fine.
It's a public
sidewalk, man.
Exactly
all praises, man. See, at first.
And I'm gonna let my people know that you're out here and you have the right to do that.
Yes, ma'am.
You do.
Thank you.
Let them know we've already checked it out, and you're right. We can't do nothing about a public
Thank
sidewalk.
you. This is a public sidewalk. I'm not obstructing anybody.
You are not.
I don't have no. Well,
Well,
yeah.
either way, you ain't bothering nobody.
Oh, thank you. I thought you was coming at me because that's what I first see.
I was, but I talked to my security first.
Already.
They already got this. It ain't nothing like communication, baby.
That's it. And our people are the first ones to go against each other. We so destroyed as a people in our mind, we will fight each other and then uplift everybody else.
Not here. Carry on.
Okay. All right.
Child, no, get off the
Man, but sis, I'm reading out the Bible, so don't know if she. Okay, well, thou says. The word don't go out void. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. So, it says that you're going to betroth a wife and another man shall lie with him. Wait a minute. Let me get that scripture back. Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 30. Thou shalt betroth a wife and another man shall lie with her. Thou shalt build a house and thou shalt not dwell therein. Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and shall not gather the grapes thereof. Man, come on, man. Who is this talking about today? The Bible just said you're going to have wives, and another man going to take your wife and sleep with your wife. And then it says that you're going to build a house, and you're not going to stay in that house. Who built the White House? Now, this is all the curses that happen to God's chosen people. But they don't want to talk about it. And then it says, thou shalt plant a vineyard and not gather the grapes thereof. You're not going to profit off the things, off the planting that grapes and the cotton and the sugar. You're not going to have any other profits that come from that. What are we reading? This is the Bible. This is the curses that happen to God's chosen people. The biblical Israelites. That's the name. Because you're not going to find black in the Bible as a nation of people, as a race of people. Black is just a color. Black is a condition. Black is not an identity. If you go to the airport right now and get a plane ticket and say, hey, I want to go to the land of black, they're going to look and laugh at you. There's no such thing as a race of people called black. That's just a title, meaning color or condition. There's not a such thing as white. As you can look across the street, and I'm going to use them as an example. These are Caucasians, or so-called white people. He has a white shirt on. Now tell me why don't he look the same color as his shirt? No, it's not true, because it's not. That's just a title, just like I'm not black. Because black is the color of my hair or my camcorder. You know what I'm saying? We got to get out of that. We've been lied to about that black and white thing. White means pure and innocent. People that came over here, raped, robbed, and murdered. The people that used to live here and then went and enslaved a whole nother people, well, the same people, and brought them over here to work. There's nothing pure or innocent about that. And there's going to be a judgment on that. And actually, you're seeing it play out as you see, as the world goes. As we shall continue. It says, 43, the stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. 44, he shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. So these people are going to be at the bottom of all people. God said he's going to punish his people, the same ones that he told Moses to let my people go, the same people that went through the Red Sea with Moses, the same people that had the Ark of the Covenant, the same people that used to destroy nations. He said that you're going to be at the bottom of all people upon the face of the earth when you used to be above. These are the same people that descend from King David, King Solomon. What y'all know about that? And in the book of Songs of Solomon 1 and 5, it tells you his cheeks was gold, like he had gold grill in his mouth. That's Solomon. Interesting, right? Let's keep going with some of these curses, because it's pinpointing God's chosen people, and until they wake up to who they are, things like this, what we see here today, is going to continue to happen. 48. Wait. No, we're not. We're going to go to 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee and shall pursue thee. No matter where you go, these curses are going to pursue thee and overtake thee till thou be destroyed, because thou hearken not unto the voice of the Lord your God, to keep his commandments and his statutes, which he commanded thee. So God said, no matter where you go, these curses are going to be upon you because you wanted to be disobedient, since you don't want to listen at him. And then it says this, 46, and these curses, and they shall be upon thee for a sign. Now, what do a sign do? I know this is Caroline's seat because I see the sign right there. The sign tells you something, it identifies something. So these curses are going to identify something. So therefore, there shall be a sign. My bad, y'all. I lost my script. Because I'm going to read straight from this word. You can't get me. Reading right out the Bible, word for word. There you go, right here. 46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder. Now, this is for a wonder. Like, you have to wonder, like, why 80% of basketball, NBA, is 80 to 90, I say 90% actually, is African-American people. They're the entertainers of the world. Tell me why, and you have to actually wonder why, having 3 of them got together with the multi-millions of dollars that they make and said, hey, we're going to buy 12 acres of land and build houses on it. Or buy a city to do something for their people. You have to wonder why? So back to these curses. There shall be upon thee for a sign, and upon thy seed forever. So these curses are going to be for a sign and a wonder upon your seed forever. So this is going to be a generational thing. As you see, what people don't know who they are, what people don't have a heritage or a culture, what people was raped, robbed, and murdered, still to this day, and still has not received any justice. What people is this? What people has been systematically oppressed, just like in Egypt. Let's keep going. 48. Therefore, thou shalt serve thy enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. Powerful, powerful, powerful script. Now tell me what you see in this place, this memorial. Yokes of iron upon necks. What people neck? What did we just read out of the Bible? Let me read it again. Deuteronomy 28, verse 48. Therefore thou shalt serve thy enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee. This is the punishment from the Most High God to his people for their disobedience. He said, therefore thou shalt serve thy enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger. Where they get your food, where we get our food? We have to go to the grocery store. Do we own grocery stores as so-called blacks? As the blacks, do the blacks own grocery stores? Negative. and in thirst. Where you get your water from? Water come out the sky for free. But guess what? You don't pay your water bill, they cut your water off. Now you ain't got water. And in nakedness, where you get your clothes from? So-called black people don't make clothes. We don't got textile factories. We don't make silk and linens. We don't have none of that. And then it says in 48, Deuteronomy 28:48, and it says, in want of all things. So God's chosen people was going to go to their enemies in everything they wanted to. That happened in slavery, and it's still happening today. Still happening today. In want of all things. So if you want some toilet tissue, you have to go to your enemies. This is what happened to God's people. They was put at the very bottom for their disobedience. God punishments. His punishments. He's not playing. What else does it say? 48. And he, so this person is going to put, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck. So this person that has you in slavery, God said that they was going to put a yoke of iron on your neck. Sis and brother. Hey, sis, brother. When y'all go in there, y'all going to see what I'm reading to y'all. I'm not your enemy. I'm just telling you who you are. This is all biblical. What they showing you in here. The yokes of iron, it's in the Bible. You guys chosen people. You are actually a Hebrew. You're not a black. A black is just a color, bro. You actually God's people. You descend from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. King David, King Solomon, that's your forefathers. We've been lied to. Come back and holler at me if you get a chance. Come back. Hey, it's awakening happening. Kendrick Lamar, he came out and said it. Kodak Black, Carmelo Anthony. The celebrities are now waking up. And it's over with for America. Because according to the Bible, and according to Ezekiel 37, when they wake up, it's over. The first shall be last, and the last shall be first. Woo! And that's a glorious thing. Ask Nat Turner. Let's continue on. 48. So you're going to have yokes of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. So we had, I know so-called blacks, the blacks had yokes of iron on their necks. And God said it was going to happen until they have been destroyed. Well, we're still here today. So they took the yokes of iron off our neck in 1865. We just celebrated that. It was called Juneteenth. What? Yeah. We was destroyed as a people. Now at that time, we've lost our identity. It's been taken out of us. Now we speak in English. You know, they stripped us down naked, so you don't know your dress code. We don't even know who we are as a people. And there's a reason why the Bible calls us the lost sheep of the house of Israel. The lost sheep. Who are the lost sheep? Identity has been taken away. And if your identity has been taken away, then who got your identity? Y'all ever heard of the Jewish people? They Jewish. So just by that word, Jewish, think about it. If I say meet me at 6-ish, do that mean meet me at exactly 6 o'clock? No. That's like around 6, you know what I'm saying? It's somewhat. It means to like pertain to. That's like that ISH. You know, if you add anything, that's blackish. It ain't all the way black. It's, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of close to it, but it ain't all the way there. So they call themselves Jewish, and they telling you right in plain sight. They wish they was the Jew because the Jews went into slavery on ships, lost their identity, and they still in the land of their captivity, walking up and down, lost, not knowing who they are, while the world is crumbling around them. But they feel it in their heart because we have a zeal for knowledge. We got a zeal for the Most High, but not according to knowledge, because we're not taught this in no church. Matter of fact, let me speak on that real quick. When have the church ever told the choir that who the people are that they talking about in the Bible? Like the same people that was back then, this is the same people still here today. Why haven't they not told us who these people are today? They just talk about it. It's like watching a movie with silhouettes, basically. It's a movie with silhouettes. Nobody knows who's what characters is what. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, but God got a specific character, and his character is called the Israelites. His chosen people, the ones that he said, I'm gonna choose you to be my people above all people. And they messed up. They failed. But he never gave them all the way away. Just like you whoop your child, you send him to his room, You'll sit there on the couch and you'll wait. But you ain't gonna kick them all the way out the house and be like, I ain't dealing with them no more, ever again. No. Don't worry like that. There's a covenant made. So right now, we under a punishment right now, so-called black man, so-called Hispanic, so-called Native American. You are the biblical Israelites. That's what I'm trying to get to you to understand. All that I was saying and everything I just read to you, I'm gonna continue on with some more curses to pinpoint who you are, to show you who you are in the Bible, and then I'm gonna show you what you can do to get salvation. Because when the race war happens, yes, Christ said it, it's in all the Gospels, and believe it's going to be fulfilled. There will be a race war. So when the race war happens, you're going to need divine intervention, for real. Because all the police are not going to be policing. They're going to put that badge away, they're going to put on their KKK uniform, and they are coming to hunt. And they have been waiting on this day for a long time. And if you're not ready, meaning that if you're not keeping these commandments, you're going to die here. And I'm going to be straight blunt with you, according to the Bible. Because the Bible is very graphic, and it tells you exactly what it is, and it don't care about your feelings. God don't care about your feelings. Facts. Facts over feelings. So let's keep going. So God's people will have yokes of iron on their neck. They was going to be destroyed. And let's read another one. Here's your black on black crime. You know how black people hate black people? Black people love everybody in the world, but they hate themselves. They hate their own. Just like the sister that just rolled up on me. Like, woo, we got to get better. But Christ going to fix all that. Believe that. All right, so let's read this black on black crime. So before we used to be good as brothers. There used to be a brotherhood among black people. Black people used to love each other before Martin Luther King integrated everything. And I'm just reading straight up out the Bible. Let's read it. 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother. What are we reading? This is the Bible. This is all the curses that God said was going to happen to his people. We're still reading. His eye shall be evil toward his brother and toward the wife of his bosom and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave. Who is that? What people is that talking about? What is the so-called black man known for? Leaving his children. Out of wedlock. There you go. Leaving his children. Then hating his brother. Black man would shoot another black man for stepping on his shoes. Why? Because we look at each other as a black. We look at each other as African American or nigga. You know what I'm saying? We don't have no identity to be like, hey, maybe I shouldn't do that because, you know what I'm saying, we go back somewhere. No, we've been taught to hate each other. And that's how you destroy a nation. You destroy the men, which is why they buck broke us, which they ain't gonna show you in this, what they did in slavery. They get the biggest male slave, and what they did is cut a tree, they bent him over, and they raped him in front of his whole family, in front of everybody who was there, and put fear in all the other slaves so they wouldn't rebel, which made us docile, because if we seen the biggest brother that was swole getting buck broke, then it would hurt to even see that stuff like that. They took down that. They did take it down. The yokes of iron over here. They used to be right there. They had yokes of iron and the statues of us, and they took them down. Wonder why? Because the Bible says that was going to happen. Let's read this. 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people. Transatlantic slave trade. We're reading it right here in the Bible. This is your transatlantic slave trade when they was shipping us everywhere in the world, where we was the stock, making money off of us. Let me read it again. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. So God said you was going to serve your enemies in a land that you don't know. And in this scripture, it says you're going to be scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. You know, we are everywhere in the earth. And then it says you're going to serve other gods. What? Even neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. So he said you're going to be serving that wood and you're going to be serving that stone. What's that wood? Well, actually, here's the question. What's the two biggest religions in the world today? Mind you, this is written over 2,000 years ago. This Bible is true. It's fact. It's real. It's not a fairy tale. It's true. Just like the sky is right now. If you look up, it's there. So what is the two biggest religions today? Christianity and Islam. What did the Bible say? That you're going to be serving? Two different gods that your fathers didn't know. Wood and stone. Wood. What? Don't people be walking around with them crosses on their neck? Let's be real. They crucified our Lord and Savior on the cross. So if my brother got shot with an AK-47, I'm gonna walk around with a bullet on my neck showing that. That don't make sense. That don't make sense. And besides that, the cross comes from Roman people. The Romans are the so-called white people today. They come from a man called Esau. We can get into Jacob and Esau telling you where your forefathers is at too, where we come from. Yeah, the Romans had the crucifix. And that's what we walk around with, a crucifix on our neck, thinking that we're doing it the right way, but actually that's a disrespectful. That's what they killed the Messiah on, our Lord and Savior on. And then it says stone, even wood and stone. What about the stone? That's your cobblestone. Half of us so-called blacks, we searching for identity. We searching for a religion. God never gave us religion. Since when? Where in the Bible did God say, I want you to be part of Christianity, my disciples? Was Christ a Christian? Was the disciples Christians? Or Christianity? Did they do Christianity? I'm going to rephrase that. Because Christians, yes, they was Christ-like, because that means to follow Christ. That's what a Christian is. Modern days, they don't follow Christ because nobody keeps the law, statutes, commandments. Christ said, obey the Sabbath day. How many people do the Sabbath day? But we'll get into that. We'll get into that. I just want to pinpoint who the so-called black man is today. And everybody out here need to know the so-called black man, the ones you rape, rob, murder, oppress, keep down, thinking that they're thugs,